Alright, so it's time for me to go over runes again, because a lot of you guys are asking what runes am I running, why am I running them, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna help you out, alright? This season has been a bit confusing, and since the removal of crit on Kraken and the builds are a bit different, and lethal tempo of course being removed, a lot of people are confused, and understandably so. So I'm gonna help you guys out on the runes today. I also talked a bit about the builds I'm running now, which is PDIE most of the time, in a different video earlier on the channel. Alright, let's go over the standard most popular rune page I'm using. It's Fleet Footwork, Absorbent Life, Alacrity, Coup de Grace, Second Wind, Overgrowth, Attack Speed, Adaptive Force, and Scaling Health. I'm running Scaling Health every single game. Adaptive Force I'm running 99% of my games, but you can also do Scaling Health on that one as well if you're just playing for scaling, because Scaling Health outperforms Adaptive Force in about like level 9. So when you're hitting level 9, Scaling Health is more worth gold wise. Alright. Second Wind into AD carries or mages, generally. So if you're laning against Akshan, Tristana mid, Corki mid, Second Wind is your go-to. Also if you're playing against Syndra, LeBlanc, Talia, you know, the list goes on and on. Second Wind every time. Overgrowth, I would say, is the go-to secondary rune every single time. Revitalize is not bad with this rune page, and it's pretty good when you're running BT third item. The reason Revitalize is a bit less attractive is the fact that Overgrowth just outscales it. Pretty much any game. But Revitalize can be better than Overgrowth if you're having an Ivern and a soloq on your team, right? People that heal you, shield you, teammates that build redemption, stuff like that, and you want to have a lifesteal build. Then Revitalize actually is gonna outperform Overgrowth. If you don't want to run Second Wind, Bone Plating is very, very nice into more bursty champs or people that go in for hard traits, right? Like Renekton, Tryndamere, Kiana, champs that really want to burst you. And then Bone Plating is the way to go. If you're playing an easy scaling matchup, a matchup that probably isn't going to do anything in lane and is going to be very stagnant, you know? Not a lot of fighting, more scaling. For example, Kassadin. Right, Kassadin is a lane where conditioning is a very good choice, because conditioning is by far the best scaling rune in the game. So conditioning, very good if you're also playing top lane into certain tanks and the fights are gonna not be like very significant in lane. Like for example, you're playing against, I don't know, Malphite, Ornn. Those champs, conditioning is great into. I personally have started running the Absorbent Life rune, which is great for sustain in lane, plus the Fleet Footwork. So you have a really good sustain in lane, which means you can go for even trades and pretty much always get out ahead as long as you're able to sustain up. Triumph also very, very good choice and has always been the rune most people have taken before. But I think overall Absorbent Life is a better rune and a better choice. Alacrity, I take it every game now. I think there's no exception. Alacrity every game. Just hands down the best one for Yasuo. You had Legends of Tenacity before. That was worth it if you're planning on doing high attack speed builds. But now they have removed that. So I think Alacrity is definitely worth it, and now you can run Mercs since you're running PD anyways, so you get the Tenacity from the boots instead. Then this, the last rune here, coup de grace, is the one I'm running the most now, because I'm playing a sustain. I'm playing a sustain page, right? I'm playing fleet at Sovereign Life, which means I'm gonna have probably more health than a lot of the people I'm playing against, like mages, for example. I'm always gonna be sustaining. So coup de grace, I've figured out, is more valuable than last stand now that you're not building shield bow anymore. Last stand was really good with shield bow because it procced the shield bow and you had the max damage on last stand basically. But now you don't use shield bow and you're playing more sustain, right? So coup de grace gives you a bit more damage, I think, overall in the game. And if we're playing against super tanky teams, cut down, hands down better, the best. I've personally been using coup de grace almost every game, but cut down is a very good choice into tankier comps. For my favorite rune page of the season, this rune page I'm building maybe 20% of my games-ish, and is very good into bruisers and tanks. Or just melee champs in general is very good. So Grasp I usually take into champs like Swain, Irelia, Galio. Yeah, and if I play top lane, every single tank, right? Cho'Gath, Malphite, Ornn, all these popular tanks. Grasp every single game. Extremely good and very easy to proc, and it's very easy to kite these tanks, so you can proc, reproc, and reproc. I think yesterday I played against a Malphite. He procced Grasp on me 3 times. I've procced it 20 times. So it's very easy for you to utilize this rune. And later into the game, it's the best scaling rune by far. So you can gain permanent health up to 400-500 if it goes super late game and you've been proccing it a lot in lane. So you can get a giant spell worth of HP, even more than that later into the game, which is insane gold value. Then I run Demolish, which is definitely the best one out of the 3. Demolish, very nice for pushing, and when you get some prio in lane, you just take towers like that. Conditioning, generally very good, as I said, against tanks, but if you're playing against bruisers and champs you probably struggle a bit more against, like Irelia for example, then I would take Bone Plating. Bone Plating, a very good choice into those matchups. And then again, Overgrowth, really good with the Grasp because it amplifies your health with 3.5%, which is really good with the Grasp. So they synergize really well, and it also is very nice to run scaling health on both the runes if you're running this page, because it amplifies your total health by a lot into the late game, mid game. Yeah, and of course you go Precision second, Alacrity, as I said, pretty much every game, and then either Coup de Grace or Last Stand. Cutdown doesn't really work that well with this page, considering how high of a health bar you will have into the later stages. So I would say either Last Stand or Coup de Grace is the best option here. Those are the 2 pages I'm running right now. I'm not running Conqueror. I've gotten so many comments about Conqueror. Fred, where's your Conqueror? Why aren't you building Conqueror? I'm just gonna say it. Conqueror, complete dog shit. Don't run it. Please don't run it. If I see any of you guys run Conqueror, I failed you. I've failed you. Don't fucking build it. It's shit. Alright? Thank you. PTA, I think is a little bit better. I'm not a huge fan. I've tried it a couple times. Not the best rune, honestly. I think Grasp every time over PTA if you're playing against the melee champs, right? Or you want to proc something like that. So yeah, Grasp just outscales PTA also by a lot, and if you want to play for mid late, which you usually want to do, then Grasp is always better than PTA in those scenarios. But of course, like, the overall page is Fleet. Fleet is definitely the best one overall. I hope this cleared up a lot of the rune questions. At least this is what I'm running. I know certainly Yasuo mains might not agree with what I'm running, but I have a lot of success on it currently, and I'm winning a lot of games. So I'm the highest win rate Yasuo right now on EOS in the highest rank. So I'm doing really, really well with these pages and with my builds. But yeah, if you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment. I'll try and answer as many as I can, and I guess you guys can help each other in the comments as well. So yeah, if this helped you out, make sure to leave a like and a subscription if you're not already subscribed. Thank you so much.